Hello, Pumptown and friends. Welcome back. Hope you're all doing all right and you didn't get too beat up today. I ended up getting another Popsky Poo, which was kind of nice. This is to speak to everybody publicly who finds comfort in my teachings and my experience. You're having a lot of trouble because you're rushing it. You're forcing it. You're not sticking to the plan. And I went over this in the last couple of days, and you have to decide if you just want to make some money or if you want to learn everything. I've given you something very, very specific, very easy to spot. That's time-based. And it repeats every day at the same time. And if it's not there or you don't see it, you don't have a trade that day. If you want to know what you're doing wrong, you're trading on Wednesday, non-farm, when I'm telling you don't trade, and then you're upset because you feel like you're not getting it. You weren't supposed to be trading today. So it's normal for you to feel like this. I don't know how to make this any more simple. You have your model. You're either playing the money printer or you're playing the 15-minute order block that we've dubbed Matilda. You don't even need higher time frame bias, PD arrays. You just need to understand that an order block changes the state of delivery, and it's either going to be there or not after a pool of liquidity is swept in the 15-minute time frame. This is what you're here to study between 7 and 11 a.m. Outside of these times is you are studying with me in the PM session. If you are one of my private students, we are live every day in the PM session. Almost. Pretty much. And I teach you how to read candlesticks so that you can better understand what you're looking for, how price is going to deliver if it's going to run, and then you send me your feedback, your order flow charts, and then we go over them together, and we set you up with a trading plan. There is a curriculum. But the ones that are finding it really hard are either A, not journaling and sending me screenshots, or they're rushing it beyond all belief. This is what's plaguing you in your journey right now with me. You're here to be a one-trick pony for a while. And yeah, you can spot an order block and a fair value gap. That's easy, obviously. That's the easy part. Just look at today. Okay, it wasn't completely obvious. You'd be longing above the open. It's bullish. But had you just stuck to the model and your bullish bias, even on the worst day, you could have done well, very well, twice. And if you took that one there, you might have lost a trade. But if you took this one here, coupled with the volume imbalance here, you would have been immediately in profits, hundreds of ticks. If you would have taken this one here, the one that called out with you this afternoon in your demo, you would have been up hundreds of ticks for the PM close for your time stop of 4 p.m. But you're so busy in the 5-minute, in the 1 minute, trying to be way better than you are, that you don't understand the order flow of things. You're going to see so many false signals in the smaller time frames that tell you it's going to shift directions, and then just completely railroad you. But in the 15 minute, it's telling you it's going the other way. Typically. To some degree. Okay, you close below, even this scalp short that I took this morning, you close below, up close candles. I got short, it slammed down, took profit, walked away. And that was just to be a show off to some knucklehead. I wasn't really looking for anything super duper. But long and short, both right here, both profitable. Take liquidity, boom, order block, bang. Here, take liquidity, boom, order block, bang. If you can't see what I just did really fast, you need more practice. Because you should be able to just look at the chart by now and say, oh yeah, well, if I would have just followed the model and the plan, everything would have been good and I would have been profitable. Maybe you went back in. Maybe you have a habit of giving it all back. I mentioned publicly that this is going to be the times that try you, to don't be looking for a trade. You hear these words that I speak, but yet you don't follow suit. And then you're messaging me upset. And maybe you're not. There's probably many, many people that are not messaging me and might be doing really bad. I'm giving you the roadmap. I've been here before. We're about to come into some really nice price action, and you're just destroying your learning curve and your mental capital for when the fun begins. It's the same with crypto, just on a different playing field. You just destroy yourself in the chop, and then when the fun begins, you're broke or you're mentally bankrupt and you've got nothing left. Even if you do have money, do you have the mental capital to back it up? Are you going to be able to stay in trades because you're terrified? And then you'll get out and then it'll rip, and then you'll be like, oh, you'll calculate I should have been up this much, and then you'll put on a bunch of leverage, and then you'll wreck yourself on a flash dip on some scam site like Binance who just wicks down and eats your liquidity, and then you don't see that scam wick on any other exchange. Yeah, they're crooked. They all are. They're all gonna eat people. That's what they do. But you gotta be just a little bit smarter, and it's not that hard. The hard part is you following the script. If you go and backtest 15-minute order blocks with no bias of time or Fed folders, you're going to find that you're going to be up a lot of money with a 3-to-1 R. Just use a 40 tick. But you're so hooked on getting a loss back or feeling defeated when things don't go your way at that moment that you become desperate and angry and you feel betrayed. The charts don't know betrayal. Actually, that's all they know is betrayal. So if you feel betrayed, you're not wrong, really. But they're emotionless. They don't care about your feelings, bro. They're here to take your money. So you got to be emotionless. You can't let them induce emotions into you, because then they'll really railroad you. Because that's what they're designed to do. Oh, you thought this was selling pressure today? Oh, I'm just going to flip this SR short. Boom. Railroaded. Because you didn't listen. You didn't wait for the thing. And you're not supposed to be trading today. It's tough. It's tough to trade these days. You got to be really nimble. This was actually not that bad of a profile, but it was a type 2, what we call a type 2. It's a delayed protraction profile. They're annoying. I'm with you. But when you expect them in a bullish environment, they're actually serve you very well. I want you to spend a few hours backtesting your model in the 15-minute. Don't worry about the lower time frames. They're not serving you well, clearly. So you got to get out of there. Go into a 15-minute time frame and stick to an order block. And all you got to do is identify the pool of liquidity. Just practice. There's your double bottom. There's your confirmation that price is going to rip through this order block. Why? Because it closed above half of it, bro. Everything that I teach you right there, closed above half the order block. There's your RSI delayed way back here, about to tell you that this is good to go, but you're reading the candlesticks. This is showing you in real time that it's relatively strong. It dips down, bang, right where I teach you what I would enter if there was a volume imbalance there, with a 7-tick drawdown. I want this to annoy you to no end, that it was this perfect today. Because this might actually kick your butt into full gear to just follow the model and stop being so emotional. The one called out on the live with you guys. What ripped, and it went to those deviations that we put on the market after I shut her down. And I said, study order flow in the 5-minute and see what you get. And look, it was bullish the whole friggin' time. It made a down close candle and then used it for support. Boop, down close support. Look at its thin ice. And then this one came and stabbed down and came into this wick here. And then continued on its journey. Look at it. But here you were, choked and panicking and chasing price, likely. And the order flow was actually decent. Your engagement is in the 15-minute so that you have a relatively good confirmation that you're on side. Okay? The lower time frames are only there to show you the beauty of fractal price. Okay? So once your order block here in the 15-minute and you come into the 5-minute, well, is there a shift in structure? That swing high got blown out. Is there a fair value gap? Fair value gap. And of course, you include the volume imbalance. So in the 5-minute, here's the 2022 ICT model in the 5-minute, showing you that the algorithm is in agreement with this move here. So where would you want your entry to be? Either half this candle or the top. And just stop loss there. And if it hits, who gives a flying rat's butt? Okay? You just put it there, you do the thing, you leave the computer. That's the best part. You leave the computer. You don't sit at it and babysit it. You walk away. Get an account with no drawdown, intraday drawdown, if you're on the funded route, and walk away from your computer. Okay, you're ruining it. You're ruining it because you're terrified of not only making money, but losing the trade. You're terrified of failure, just as much as you are of success. If you stick to your model and you just walk away or have somebody else trade the model for you, oh man, dude, I didn't trade all day today. And I called Bitcoin like I was a market maker. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. I called the bottom and then fibbed it with the money printer, and everybody was just on fire today in the 99. Even Sam. Like, Sam called the bottom on the reversal on the live, but waited till his model kicked in, and then he had to wait a bit, and then it just started freaking out. Like, we live for these days when they actually move, when they're actually doing something, and you've got to stick to your model. But like, I wasn't trading, so my analysis was so fire that if I had somebody else sitting there trading for me, it would have been ridiculous. And I'm starting to like have these, like epiphanies, like different ones. It's weird, and I'll share them with you as the time goes on. But you got to stick to the plan. If you want to learn everything, then stop trading and just learn everything. Because you're killing it for yourself. You can't do both. You can't go and learn everything and then be like, oh yeah, well, I'll stick to this one thing. No, you won't. You're not. So let's be honest with ourselves. If you want to make money, you just stick to your model at your time and you don't do anything else. It's really not that complex. But if you want to learn, then learn. Don't cheat yourself out of this and ruin it for yourself. It still hasn't clicked in your mind that it's algorithmic, that it repeats, that it's scripted, and it doesn't do anything else. It doesn't deviate away from the plan. If the signature's good, your trade is phenomenal. If the signature's sloppy, the trade's no good. That's what you're going to understand once you finally, practice a bit more and watch a bit more. And when you're in holidays, you're not looking for big, freaking awesome runs. Like today was really scam wiki, especially in the 5 minute. If you were trying to trade the 5 minute today, you had the worst. Yeah, Timmy, I seen that actually. I was like, well, cool. I did. That was awesome, bro. It was this whole thing. And Ryan, Chess, if you're here, man, once this started to get its movement out of these sell stops here, bro, I was shouting you out, bro. If you see this, man, much love. Living like Chess. This is Ryan's favorite model here, the ICT's one set up for life, and it's a gorgeous model. Yeah. So I wanted to just give you some tough love and some encouragement, and don't expect anything of yourself. You're attributing all these wins and losses to successes and failures. You're just learning. You're not striving to be successful at the moment. You're just learning. If you want to make money, then you just learn how to just sit there and do nothing. You're battling boredom. Every single one of my profitable students kicks themselves in the butt. I should have just stuck to the model the whole time. I did the same thing. I had to play this. ICT released that. Reaper this. Medusa gap that. You know what I mean? It's just like, it never ends with this guy. But you just need the one thing. And that's all you're ever going to need. Even if you do, then this is because I did the same thing, okay? I had to learn everything. So I did. I watched all of his pirated stuff. I went nose deep, because I'm trying to be PG-13, but you get the idea. Like, I went deep into his stuff that's not supposed to be watched by public. And I watched everything every single day, all day. I'm falling asleep to it. Notebooks. You guys wouldn't even believe it. I had to know everything. And after doing that, I just sat there and I was just like, I had this model when I first started that was serving me very well. And the money printer. And then I had to play like the fair value gap and this and that. And the one set up for life, and then it wasn't happening all the time. And you really have to spend at least one full calendar year with this asset and become really buddy with it to get in sync with its ebb and flow, when it's going to be nice, when it's not going to be nice. And it will tell you. How many days have I shut the live down early and it's not done anything? Quite a few. Sometimes there's that grand finale, of course, right? But I'm not sitting around for that. You guys can study it. And just with the same thing that I teach you on a daily basis. If it doesn't run by 3, that's it. The PM session's done for me. I know Lydia loves the end macro when it appears, but it's not all the time. And it can trick you too, right? But anyway, 7 to 11 a.m. is just the absolute goat of trading times. It's either going to run, and if it doesn't by 10:15, it's not gonna. You just tell yourself, who cares? I'll try again, because when it does run and it does make the signature, that's when we've got it made. We've got it made here. Everything is perfect. So just Relax, friends. What's up, Drew? Yes, hello, hello. Well, I got a couple of friends that are just having issues, and you're having issues because you're trying too hard. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. Like, I'm trying to help you become profitable. Like, my turnaround is great, and other mentors aren't like me. They're not trying to make you profitable. I'm telling you, don't trade. I'm telling you, study and get used to your model and get cozy while you study with me for a bit. And then things will just click. It's like living in a completely different country, and you don't speak a lick of that for native tongue there. All of a sudden, you're saying hello, goodbye, thank you, where's the apples, right? This is the exact same thing because it repeats clearly. Clearly, it repeats over and over again. So be encouraged, but relax on yourself. You have a bit. Come February, January when Trump gets in, and February, like, who cares which way it goes? It's going to move, and it's going to be really fun. So don't expel money and mental capital until the fun begins. Just take advantage of the study time, all right, you guys? And journal a lot more. Yes, absolutely. God bless you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.